What you gon' do for it? What you gon' do for it? What you gon' do for it? Tell me what you gon' do for it. Like to go fast, baby, I'm fast. And I like to dance, I'm a pretty little dancer. Like to take pics I put on for the camera. Like to get money, my pockets on Santa. Yeah, came with the baddest, walked in like a lick. Hating won't make you.
What's good, everybody? It's your girl, KAES, back again for another episode on KAES Kissing Booth. And you know when you step into the booth, we are never alone. You know I got some guests today for you. And you see today, it's not just one, we got two. So go ahead, you guys, and introduce yourselves. Ladies first, always.
Thank you. What's up, y'all? I am Mayhem Music. You spell music with a big O-Z. Y'all can follow me on all platforms.
And make sure y'all do that because that was her song in the beginning of the intro. And what about you, sir?
And I'm Rich Forever. You can follow me at Rich4EV4 Rich Forever.
Make sure y'all follow him. Make sure you follow both of them. Go ahead and tap in. Their socials will be in the description below. So you guys, I really appreciate you guys coming through and stepping into my booth. Tonight, we are going to talk a little battle of the sexes. We're going to talk about what do men actually desire. So just to get it all started off, of course, we would like for the gentleman to go ahead and answer the main topic. What do men desire? Because us women, we really want to know out here.
What do men desire? Well, first, different men gonna want different things. So I feel like you got to start there.
Mm-hmm.
You got some men that they always gonna go after the low hanging fruit. They gonna go after them easy women, the women that's not gonna challenge them.
Mm-hmm.
They might not have no goals. They just going through smashing things.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get another type of men who want certain things, who got certain goals, and well, they gonna want a woman that's gonna challenge them, a woman that's gonna push them. They gonna want a partner. You feel me?
Facts.
They gonna want somebody that's gonna help. What they call it, a partner, soul partner or something.
A soulmate, a soul partner, or a life partner. I know some will say it's a life partner.
Life partner, work partner, but just somebody to help them do that work. You feel me?
Okay. Now, what about you, Miss Mayhem? What do you believe that guys desire? As coming from a woman, and I know you seem like you've had your goal added here and there, so I think you can really give my viewers some experience.
Definitely. I've been in a few relationships, and what I will say is I agree with what Rich said, but just to add to that, it also requires someone who has like experienced life a little bit, and it also discipline, because life is going to continue to go on and things are going to continue to advance, but as we see them, we have to be disciplined when it comes to like knowing for a fact what we have already that's not going to be out there. It's going to be harder to find I like to say like a 90 to 10% ratio. Like you might see a woman and she may have in your mind be a 20, but the woman that you have at home 9 times out of 10, she's a 90. You get what I'm saying when it comes to overall like everything she brings to the table. So that's what you're almost gambling with. You're gambling 90 to 20, and that's how I look at that. So if a man has that mindset, then it'll be easier for him to like keep what he desires. But you can't even keep what you desire if you're not disciplined enough. So
I definitely agree on that one because I'm a little younger, so in my generation we're not really focused on. We think that sex is what's the only thing that only matters, and that's the only thing that men desire. But actually knowing your worth and knowing who you are as a woman, so that you can actually meet a guy of high value or high standard, you have to set those standards for yourself first. So I definitely agree with what you're saying. And Rich, thank you for putting this on because we definitely agree with that as well too. And I kind of zoomed in, but I do want you, Rich, also to kind of introduce yourself to my viewers before we dive into some more questions. Who is Rich?
I'm an entrepreneur, a father, a melanated God.
Okay.
I feel like I can say all type of titles because I wear a lot of different hats. But I'm just somebody who I want to help my people. I want to create generational wealth. You know, it's about legacy. I'm trying to create something for my people and then show people how it's done. You feel me? Each one teach one.
I respect that. And Mayhem, go ahead and let them know who you are as well, so that before we dive a little bit deeper into these topics, they can really know who you are, what's your brand, and what you stand.
Thank you. I'm Mayhem Music. I'm an artist. I also direct music videos. I'm a nail tech as well, so jack of
Okay.
all trades. I've recently gotten into acting, so you guys can expect to see me in like some series that's coming up. They might even land on Tubi, and we know Tubi lit right now.
Oh yes,
You
oh
feel me?
yes,
So, yeah,
big
I'm
plug.
definitely working, y'all. Stay tuned.
That is dope. That is dope.
Big
And y'all
super
make
dope.
sure y'all stay tuned and follow both of them with their endeavors. So since Rich, you said that you are a melanated god, what is your opinion on building the so-called black family?
Ooh, the black family. I love that topic. Really good topic. So the black family is so important because number one, for us as melanated people, the only way we ever gonna have a fighting chance, we have to recreate that. You feel me? The black family is so important. To create healthy black families, it's key. One, when you have a mother and a father, and he's setting healthy examples, and she's setting healthy examples. Say they have two children, a son and a daughter. The son, he's watching his father, and then he's going to emulate his father. He's watching how his father protects the family, how he protects, how he gives that structure, how he loves and protects his mother and their family. So he's going to emulate the same thing, and he's going to go out the woman like his mother. He's going to watch how she nurtures, how she deals with certain things, how she interacts with her father, and how she interacts with his father. And same with the daughter. She's going to look at the same thing. She's going to go for a man like her father. She's going to see what he does, how he treats her. She's going to look for men like that.
Of course.
And she's going to strive to be a woman like her mother.
Facts.
So for us to create healthy families and give that to them so they can pass that down and recreate that, that's key.
I definitely agree. What's your opinion on creating a black family, Mayhem?
I definitely agree as well. I also think it's real important to like break generational curses also. Like just when we recognize that it's like repetition in our household between different like, age ranges, and we continue to see it happening. I think a lot of times like we all like make excuses about some of the stuff that we don't want to stop doing. And that's mainly with adults, because I feel like when you're a kid you can do that. But
Of
like
course.
being an adult, you have to be able to say like, okay, yeah, I do this because I battle with this and I know I need to stop, rather than being like, I do that, you know what I'm saying, or that's just something I do, and we excuse the behavior and we keep going, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I think if we can focus on that and try to work on that collectively, like in our race, it'll probably get better for sure.
I definitely agree with that, because I was just talking the other day about chasing demons. We all have our way of chasing our demons, and we also have ways of to where we use what we chase our demons with as excuses not to improve ourselves within our community, within our culture. So I definitely agree with that 1,000%, like 10,000%. All right, so we're gonna switch it around just a little bit. Do men really want independent women? This is geared to you, Rich.
No. Let's be real. Nobody wants an independent woman.
Elaborate for me. Let me get
If you
some
have to
sauce.
call yourself an independent woman, that means you have no need for a man. You feel me? A man is in his masculine when he can provide. You feel me? And a woman, when she can count on that man, she can really live in her femininity.
Right.
So, an independent woman, like, she can do for herself. And a lot of independent women, they gonna let you know they can do it themselves. And part of being a man is being wanted. You feel me? So, I'm gonna be honest. Do you ever hear a man say, I'm an independent man?
No, I never hear that.
You never hear that. Because why would you have to say that? You supposed to be able to take care of yourself and stand on your own. You feel me? I don't want no woman that can't do without me. You feel me? I need to be extra. I need to be an add-on. Not
Okay, so yeah, I was about to ask. So, does your woman have to just need you and need you only? Can she be able to survive on her own?
I feel like that's a basic thing that anybody should have, and I feel like that's how things is in society now. Like, women want certain things from men, but they can't even provide it for themselves. Like, if you don't have the basics, you shouldn't be dating nobody. Like, I don't even see how people do that. I'm not even a good person to be around when I'm broke, because I'm just thinking about money. I'm not romancing. I'm not trying to take you out on no dates. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to get to know you. I'm not trying to talk. I need to get some money.
Facts.
So, like, I just feel like that's a basic thing, like, But hitting on it when it comes to independent woman, I feel like you can be your own woman and be able to do and take care of yourself, but you know how to become feminine and have that energy when you're around masculine men.
So let your man lead, basically.
Yeah. I think what a woman said one time, she said, I could do for myself, but when a man around, my wrist don't work. You know, let a man be a man. And I feel like as a woman, if you give a chance to men, let men be a man, you're going to really see a lot in that man. You're going to see if that's the person you even need to deal with. You're going to learn a lot from him.
Okay, I want to flip a question just for you to answer. Do you feel like you can be in your independent energy and still have the man of your dreams, since you do have your own grind and your own hustle? Because I like what he's saying, but I kind of like a little back and forth a little bit.
I like what Rich is saying also, but I do feel like it's slightly contradicting itself. Only because, like, if you say you don't want a woman that's independent, but then say you do want a woman that maintains all her own stuff on her own, and you know that she can handle this stuff without you, that is still independent. I think the problem is us reminding them. Like, we don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, they do want a woman that has her own stuff going on, you know what I'm saying, and can manage her own thing. And however, when you don't let your man be the man, you feel me? You should be able to handle that without your man when he's not present. Like him knowing that you can manage things, whether that be the house or handling business for him, anything. They're going to appreciate you being able to do that. So they like independence when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like it when we're reminding them that they can't be a man.
And I think
I definitely agree. But go ahead, Rich.
I think it's more the title of saying independent. You feel me? Like
and
you could be a
pulled up the
woman, be you
definition
know.
for you
Like,
as well.
See, this is what I like. I like when people pull up some
Just so that
definitions.
you can know what independent mean for sure. No, like it's free from outside control, not depending on another's authority.
Yep.
So when we say independent, if you think of it in that aspect, you would want a woman that's like that. Like,
however, I feel like so it come levels. You got dependent, independent, and interdependent. Interdependent is us being to be two independent entities and being to work together.
Facts.
And that,
Hold on.
For sure. So that's all, I wanted you to just clarify the word. That's all I wanted you to like make sure you're clear on what you want.
Okay.
For real.
I like
That's
how
it.
you set me up for that. You feel me?
No, and I like that too. That's why I was asking. Like, so you want a woman that's just begging and pleading, and
No,
she
no,
has
that's not what
nothing
you mean.
going for herself.
No. I want a woman that can hold her own and do whatever she do. I need to be an addition to whatever she do.
Most definitely.
Because if you waiting on me,
Well, would you say that you need to be her addition, or do you want her to be your addition? Since you are being the man in the situation,
we should be able to be addition to each other. It should be reciprocal.
Okay.
I feel like it's no reason to be in a relationship with somebody if it doesn't benefit both parties.
Facts.
Because at one end or another,
hold on.
at one end or another, somebody gonna feel like they being taken advantage of. Somebody gonna feel like I'm giving more than I'm getting out.
Most definitely.
And with social media nowadays, it's such a compare and contrast.
It is.
It's people that have that's in relationship with good people doing X, Y, and Z, but they seeing what other people doing for their significant other on social media, and they feeling the type of way they comparing, and that's no good.
It's not, because if right now, especially for my generation, there's so many bad examples of the representation of Black love and what it means to be with somebody. A lot of people, they doing it just for the gram. Half of the time, they not even living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed, but on social media, you'll think that they're married with happily family kids. Like Derek Jackson, he promoted, look, he laughing. He promoted the family, the wife, the kids. Men, don't cheat on your women. Whole time cheating on his wife.
Any man that's gonna come and try to make himself seem like the example, you know, and try to shame other men for doing things that, let's be honest, we all people. Just because you're not a good partner don't mean you're not a good person, you know, or like you're a horrible person. Some people have different traumas they have yet to deal with, and that's why they suffer from them.
Facts.
And it's a big thing about knowing self, knowing who you are. You got to get in tune with yourself and do that work within self before you trying to deal with other people or deal with anything. That's part of the basis of having a basic necessity. You didn't have to have a basic concept of who you are, what you want, where you're going or whatnot. And I feel like you shouldn't want to deal with nobody who don't have an idea that, you know.
Facts.
Like even for you, I know you a little bit younger, so you still coming up. A lot of people trying to find themselves and whatnot, you know. So I
But
get
look,
that.
just because I'm young, I done been through some situations now. I done been through plenty of situations that's matured me a lot faster to where now I don't even have no I don't even want to date right now, only because I want to focus on myself, my grind, because I know what it was when I had a really serious, crazy relationship. So where I know right now it's best for me to work on me, because if I stay focused on working on me, what I put into myself and how I hold myself, I'm going to attract that. So I've been weeding out these people left and right. I weed them out left and right.
You got to. It's everything in life battles for your focus and your attention, right? Mm-hmm. And what you give your focus and attention is going to have a big impact on the trajectory of your life. You feel me? As long as the person you choose to be with, and you don't have children, build a family with, all these type of things, the people you hang around with on a daily basis, if the people in your circle, they not talk about elevating, they not talk about things that you want to do and what you want, you're gonna have to mix it up. You're gonna have to be around different people, be in different rooms. You feel me?
I like that. These facts popping up here in this show tonight.
You know I'm gonna come drop some gems. I'll drop them.
Well, Miss Mayhem, I'm gonna start with you. What is your ideal partner? Since we are talking about relationships, we talking about, everybody having their own worth, and we talking about building families. What is your ideal partner for the gentlemen or women? I don't know what you like out there.
It's crazy, gentlemen, but these days
just
I feel
making
like
sure.
my ideal partner is like a unicorn girl. So,
Okay.
what I would say is someone who is definitely free of their trauma. Like, I think that's the number one thing for me these days, because like, depending on what season you meet a person in, oh my God, it determines like what version of them you know. And so if you haven't given yourself time to see them through all seasons, through ups, downs, etc., how they handle different things, you really don't know who you're dating.
That's a clip right there.
These dings, I'm gonna get a ding counter in the video so that everybody know how many dings we done dropped today.
Dropping them.
For sure. So I would say someone who know who they are and know that they've started past their trauma already and have healed. I definitely would say someone who's family oriented to a certain extent. It ain't got to be seeing their family every single day, but definitely communicate with them and like to be around them and love to share family experiences with them, because that's very important, especially when you think about mating with someone and having a child and merging together. Those genes are strong. I think about all of that because I'm 30. So like, I think about that too. I got to be considerate of all of that. Like, I
think about that too. That lady that y'all met up in there, she was teaching me that very young. You gotta
for sure
understand their family. See who how they family interacts. Because that's gonna tell you a lot about and it's even down to genes, like
for sure
mating with kids. See what's going on throughout their family line.
Really,
right.
So if I can say, when people go through things, when women go through trauma, they pass them traumatic events and experience and through their DNA. So that's why it's so important to like treat the woman who you're having children with right. You feel me? Women are key. Women build nations. It's so important to take care of your women. Seeing how a man take care of his mother, the women in his family, that's gonna be a big indicator. Seeing how a woman deal with her father and older men and certain men in the family, seeing how they interact with it is key. It's key. Because one thing I always learn, when you learn people that they family don't mess with them, stay away from them. It's one thing when they don't mess with their family,
but if their family don't mess with them, you already know.
Absolutely.
I'm out.
I'm sorry, that one took me for a minute. So I have another good little question for us tonight to talk about, and this is really catered to you, Rich. How do you feel when women want clarification and they ask the question, what are we? Especially when it's dating, because we do have a lot of women that like to rush things. So I want to ask, how do you feel, or what does that mean to you guys?
So I'm going to answer that question, but I kind of want to answer the ideal partner question too.
Oh, I thought you was answering. My bad. I thought you had interrupted. But yeah, let's go back to it. Run it back.
Piggybacking a little bit.
Yeah, no. So, Rich, what is your ideal partner? My bad. Because you did intercept.
No. She was going crazy. Somebody who deal with their trauma. I like that. I actually wanted to ask you, what if somebody who identified that trauma and was actively working on that trauma, but they didn't necessarily have a handle on that? Is that a deal breaker for you? Or?
I think that's just terms for friendship, and that just means that I can stick by and kind of play that by ear and see how far they go with that.
Now, also too, since you say you want to play that by ear, is therapy a must for you to be their friend to do that?
Absolutely, 150%.
Because we have
like
people
a lot
that
of men don't
it.
believe in therapy, but
I believe in it.
like I'm a female
It's
that kind of
necessary.
put down what I have to have in order to move forward. So either they're okay with that or not, and it's that simple. So
As it should
in
be.
order to deal with me, if you have any trauma and you're asking me, stick by my side through me managing these things, it would have to be while you're going to therapy for sure.
I love it.
Ma'am. Oh yeah, I got a therapist for sure. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. It's hard to talk to people, like especially when you
It
don't want
is.
judgment, whether it be from friends, family, whatever. But like I know us black women will hold it in forever, and we just
Yes,
won't
we
say
will.
anything. We'll bury it and keep it moving.
Most
and out of
definitely.
nowhere, we're upset and we're showing out and trying to figure out why. So I like to keep a handle on my emotions for sure.
I do too. I'm in therapy too, y'all. So I'm a part of that team as well.
For sure.
And I'm not in therapy. I have thought about and considered it, to be perfectly honest. I feel like it's a time management and balance, and I got to get better with that. But at the point I'm in right now, I'm in a great space, you feel me? I meditate daily, you feel me? I practice healthy habits I do on a daily basis, and it worked for me, but I am all in support of therapy, and I feel like when I get to the point and find my person and feel like, okay, this is the person I'm about to be with for the rest of my life and build this black family and create this legacy, I'm definitely all for us going to therapy and seeing the different traumas each other deal with to see if we really want to go through that with each other.
Okay, so this is prior to you guys actually, making things. Because do you want to get married?
I definitely do.
So this is prior to marriage. So you're for doing therapy prior to marriage.
Yeah. I feel like you really gonna see if you really want to deal with that person, because realistically, it's a gamble. You deal with a person, you go through certain traumas, you deal with things, you don't really know all the details in the beginning, and you find out as time progresses, and it's like, let's figure these traumas out. You figure out mine, I figure out yours, and we see what we both up against and figure out how we want to proceed. Knowing what you up against, that's one of the biggest things.
Okay. Also too, let me ask, what is your ideal, since you are going now, I can ask you the question again. What is your ideal partner?
Okay, so I feel like number one is being a team player. You feel me? It's a partnership. Like it's not about one person do all of this or that. Like sometimes it's gonna be 70-30. Sometimes it's gonna be 50-50. Sometimes it's gonna be 90-10. You feel me?
I feel you.
Like that's how things be sometimes. But you got to be willing to work, and it has to be somebody who you willing to go through these things with. You feel me? My partner got to understand the importance of intimacy. Understand and keeping that. We got to constantly tap in with each other. We got to constantly learn each other, seeing how each other, baby, where your mental at today? How you feeling? Like this is so important because people often grow apart, and I feel like one of the keys to relationship, along with communication, is finding somebody you're able to grow with.
Facts.
Because we're all different people. Like we have siblings, and we didn't grew in the same household, had the same experience and upbringings, but we turned out to be different people and go through different walks of life.
Of course.
So when you with somebody, of course y'all not gonna think the same or whatever, but as time y'all gonna think differently, y'all gonna evolve, and it's seeing if y'all can evolve together and grow together, or even if y'all can't, how can we exit this situation and still be able to have a good relationship, at least be cordial. You feel me?
Love it.
I would like to add something on
Yes,
that.
please.
For sure. So my major is in communication. So what I will say is after going to school, it made me look at communicating completely different. And I just feel like when you're dealing with people that don't know how to have difficult conversations, like communication therapy is needed.
Where did you go to school?
I went to
Outside.
Clayton State.
Okay, so that's why you look familiar, because I went to Clayton State as
for
well
real?
too.
And I thought I knew you as well.
Yes,
I'm like,
she looks so familiar.
Okay, great. So yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just realized how important it is, and sometimes people should go to therapy solely for communicating.
Yes.
Because like you can have an opinion, and like I was thinking back to when you were saying like a woman that's independent and a guy who has his own as well. Let's say if like she has property, real estate, whatever the case may be, and she wants to sell her property or do something specific with it, but her husband has a different opinion of what she should do with it. Now they're bumping heads and stuff like that because he's alpha and she's alpha. But through me going to school, even though I'm an alpha female, it's changed my dynamic of communicating. So like I can totally let people do what they want to do. I'll add my opinion and give my suggestions, and as long as they're not doing anything that would be harmful to themselves or their business or anything, then I'll just respectfully give my opinion. But a lot of people can't do that. Like, you'll notice how you'll say you want to do one thing, somebody will totally disagree, and rather them in the end just saying, but we can agree to disagree, girl, I still support whatever you chose.
Yeah.
That's hard for them.
It is very hard.
It's very hard for them. So,
and I think also too, it's because, like how Rich was saying earlier, men like to lead, and a lot of men, when they have their own vision going about how they want the relationship to be, when their wife or their significant other actually has dreams and aspirations, I've noticed in my history of dating, as soon as you say, oh, I want to go do this, the guy's like, no, because I got to do this, this, and this. And they put out their wants and not understand another woman's wants. And then when we try to communicate that, we do, because I'm not an alpha female. So for me, it's more so, what am I supposed to say? Because I want you to support me like I support you. I put all my all into you. So when it's time for me to do mine, why we got to have all these excuses?
And I feel like that goes, I'm sorry, not to cut.
No, you good.
And I feel like that goes to picking the right partner for you. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I feel like as a man that I got my own motion, I got things going on. The one thing you want something to do, if I can support you or invest in you to do something, I'm gonna want you to do that, because I'm at the point where I want you to be able to keep up. You feel me? And not hold me back, because I know where I'm going. I'm secure in myself. I know my worth. I know my value. You feel me? I'm never gonna hinder my lady's accomplishments. And it's crazy because I hear this a lot, and I'll be like, who hating on their lady? But then again, there's another thing with it too, in a lot of even relationships, even in our community. Like, you get melanated women, they start making a certain amount of money to get certain accolades, and then it's like they start to look down and look a certain type of way on men that's not of a certain, It's
50-50, because in all honesty, it takes a real man to understand a woman that has those accolades. Because I'm one of those women. I have my bachelor's, and she, as you said, she has her bachelor's in communications. So it takes a certain man to really step into that role.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of men that want to leech off of it, and then you also got a lot of men also too. Once you start learning new things, because in college or in any type of trade or anything that you do, when you learn something new, it broadens your horizons. It stimulates you in a different way, to where that the same men that you probably was dealing with prior to you putting into yourself, whether it's education, whether it's a trade, whatever you got going on, once you figure out who you are, the people that you would have dealt with, oh no, you're not it. Because I got my vision, I got my stuff written down on what I want and what I need. And some stuff I'm willing to compromise, some stuff I'm not willing to compromise. But that's because I stand in my worth, and my accolades don't make me. It's who I am and my experiences that make me. So that's really why most of those women come with that, like, because I want a man of that caliber. But I do get what you're saying, because there are some women that just shut it out completely.
Just to add to that too, anytime I've ever took that gamble, because that's a gamble,
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's never worked in my favor. So what I will say is, you also got to think about, everything is a ratio. How many women have took the gamble and it got them nowhere? And that's probably why they're now setting higher standards, because we didn't meet riches. We didn't meet you, baby. We ran into some other folks, and they didn't do us the way you would have did us. So like, when we was staying down and being patient, praying for our man who didn't have it all, and sticking by their sides when they lost them jobs and all of that kind of stuff, they was out here playing with us. They still was doing stuff to show us they weren't deserving of us staying
and
down.
Even after they got, and then when they got their behinds back up, they go ahead and hop on to the next subject. And we put in all that time and all that effort.
And it's not getting us what we thought. So you also just, when you look at a female who has that mindset, if you get the opportunity to speak with her, I would say, like, just dig into her background a little bit and see what she's already dealt with. Because I will tell you, I'm not doing less than, only greater than.
Right. And I say you shouldn't. And this is what I was going to say. Actually, to be real, see, I'm not finna shoot nobody no bail. Really how I feel, like I said, if you don't got the base necessities, you shouldn't even be dating. Like, absolutely. Because if you're dating, you going out, you're spending money to have experience and get to know women and people. And if you don't have it, if you don't have what you got going on, you shouldn't be doing that.
Absolutely.
Bro, like, I'm all for staying down with you. I'm all for making love work and all about that. But if it ain't no progression, like, relationship is the base is relay. It's got to be moving. It's going somewhere. What's the goal? What is the where we trying to go to? And if somebody not showing you that work, you can't fall in love with potential. If you're not doing something that's actually showing me that, okay, like he got a vision, okay, he making these moves, he putting stuff together. Then why you holding him? I'm not gonna support that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like now, that's one thing. If he good, he healthy, he doing what he's supposed to do, and he get hurt, and you feel me? That's a whole other situation.
Different story. Yeah, that is a different story.
This the thing when it comes to relationships, and it's like, you know, I have a lot of female friends. You feel me? And I always tell them, when it comes to relationship and staying down in a relationship, like that's always a gamble. If you want to do that, that's gonna be up to you. Nobody can tell you how much time to give it, how long to stay, what to put up or not. That's your choice, because you got to live with those decisions. And at the end of the day, I feel like you shouldn't let nobody choose for you, because you have to live with that. You got to look in the mirror. But at the end of the day, you have to know who to be patient with and who to cut off. You feel me?
And see, that's the hard part, especially when you got trauma, and especially if with your partner you're trauma bonding with them and you're feeling like, okay, we got to stick this out. You can't really see the left from the right, the green from the blue to the red. You can't see none of that, because when you're, especially as women that have a mindset of just my man, they can't see anything outside of that. So it's kind of hard. That's why I liked how she said, you got to heal that trauma. And that's male and female. Before you step into the door, you got to heal that trauma. Also, too, therapy. Let's do it. Because you'll avoid certain gambles and risks that you know aren't right when we do take the time to really let go of what's holding us back from moving and developing into our better selves.
Sure.
Y'all feel it? Y'all feel it?
I like that.
We getting real deep.
I like this though. I love it. Okay, Skits in the Booth. You never know what you're gonna expect when you come up in here, y'all. So I'm glad I got some dope energy. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Since we are talking, and I'm gonna go back to my main question, since you didn't get to answer the idea, so I'm gonna go back to the question I was supposed to ask. For when females ask for clarity, what are we? How does that feel for men to hear that question?
Well, what are we? We just ordinary people, like John Legend said. But no, for real.
My God.
That's perfect. That's a good one.
I guess it depends. It depends on the relationship and the dynamic, you know. And I feel like as a man, I'm very intentional with my time and my energy. Like I said about focus, everything is competing for our focus. So I feel like if we don't have a reciprocal relationship, I don't see a benefit in us dealing with and conversing with each other. I can't give it that time. Like I can't give it that energy or that focus.
So you're not even gonna let that question pop up. That's basically what you're
I
saying.
would love to speak on that too.
Oh no, ma'am, you gonna get to speak on it, honey.
I feel like my actions gonna set the tone, and that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you gotta watch by somebody's actions. You gotta see how they moving.
Wait, Mayhem, before you say this, I want to ask you one question just to interact with you a little bit. Cause all right, but what if you're doing all of the things that voice that you want to be with me, but you ain't making no moves? What that mean? Cause that's where we go back to, where are we? Cause you're doing everything that's supposed to be my man.
It's how you ask. I feel like it's all how you ask, how you go about it. Like if you want me to give you the sauce,
yeah, get the sauce. We need the sauce.
It's all about how you ask, how you go about it. But you got to be player with it. You can't all in your.
So how we be player about it? I'll try to.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like you gotta let May fin. I'm gonna let May finish.
All right, look, Mayhem, we need it, baby. Come on, it's your turn.
Okay, so what I will say, and I say this humbly, being a female where gentlemen tend to ask me what are we? You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. Okay, so
experience.
Clarity is my middle name. Like there is no confusion. And what I mean by that is guys tend to play this game where like they'll start taking you out and liking you, and y'all will start spending time, and then next thing you know, you might get a phone call and they like, who that is calling you? And I'm the type of female that be like, ooh. pump your brain state. Pump your brain state thing. What going on? Because I thought we weren't anything. And so if we are, I need you to clarify that. So that's my favorite thing. When they switch gears on me, I need them to clarify why they switching them. Like, are you switching them because you falling in love, boo? What is this?
Hold on, baby.
I need them to tell me. You get what I'm saying?
Big
because
facts.
at the end of the day, dating realistically, unless you're dating exclusively, is you going out with different
date with
people,
intent.
getting to know who everybody is, so that you can play your chess pieces, move them around, and figure out what works best for you.
Okay.
Now you got a lot of people that be dating intimately, and that's different. You feel me? And I think that's why women need to know, what are we?
So what is further?
They're intimately.
Can you explain what dating
Explain
is?
that,
let me
yes,
help
because
them understand.
my viewers need to know.
Yeah, let me help them understand.
Please.
So, like, intimately dating is because we're going out, I'm now giving you some cat. You feel me? And now we sleeping together, and now I'm confused, and I'm delusional, and I need to know, what are we? You get what I'm saying? And so for me, like, if I already know what I'm dating with intent for. So if I'm outside, I'm outside. If I'm dating because I need a man, I need a man. So, like, I'm going to get what I want in the end because I'm firm on it. So I feel like a lot of times women got to know immediately what they're in this for. You can't start off for a good time and then want a long time. You got to automatically be like, I'm here for a long time. I can tell you plan and I'm okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, that way, if you keep saying it to everybody you meet, eventually you're going to meet somebody that's going to say, oh, baby, you ain't asking for nothing. That's not a problem. I can do that. So it's like, patience is a virtue, truly. And you have to be okay with the rejection as a woman. You got to be able to say, damn, he was fine, but
That's
he ain't
big.
talking about what I'm talking about and I don't care.
That's big.
And that's that on that. And then, two, you got to find out, am I a little bit, like, easily turned on? Like, am I that type of woman? Like, or am I strong in this? Like, am I a
Reevaluate
female
yourself.
that can go on these dates and not end up in nobody's bed? Because if so, then you can really get to know people. But if not, now you got all these spirits and you emotional, you all over the place, and you need some clarity.
Shots fired!
Sorry.
So yeah.
Them spirits, baby,
Yeah,
them
you
real.
feel
They
me?
real.
Spirits.
They is real.
So that's all I say is that we just have to own what phase we are in as women. And it's okay if you're in the outside phase, but you just got to know that and not try to transition into girlfriend after being outside. Like, that's
And that's big because I have a lot of people that's like
you
that.
can't graduate from girlfriend to being like that. That's bad.
She's
I feel
not
like
saying
you gotta
that.
go through that stage where you actually cut it off on your own without it being from one person to another person. It gotta be.
You need
You
that
have to have
grace period
some
in
discipline
between.
within
within
yourself.
yourself, so that
Okay,
you can actually say, I used to be that person. I'm no longer on that. I now know what I want, and so this is who I am. You know.
Because if you keep hopping from person to person after person to person, you're not gonna really. First of all, you're not gonna heal from the first
It's a
first
recipe for
person.
disaster, for
Then
sure.
also too, how you gonna know what you like if you sitting on every mic? I'm just trying to figure that out. That's just real.
I mean, they might just trying to test drive a couple of these, trying to
Hey.
see which one work for them.
And, you just gotta
and
be
it's
honest
okay. You
about
gotta
that.
be
That's the
real
part
about
where
it.
The confusion is that, like, people gotta
But-
be honest. Like,
And you gotta live in your truth, because as
sure.
women, if you do what you do, don't be shameful of it.
sure.
Be work on yourself and have a little bit of remorse. Like, okay, you know what? This is what I did. I want to heal from it. Da da da. But if you who you is, baby, be who you
Man,
is.
it's that accountability. And y'all know how women dodge accountability.
I feel like men. Okay, wait. I feel like
until
both.
it's accountable.
I feel like it's both. I feel like men dodge accountability because a
I
woman.
feel like, but it's a lot of men that know, and they will let you know, like, yeah, I messed that up, I did that, and they gonna tell you.
But no,
a
we're talking
woman
about
is
the
like,
accountability during it, like,
Right,
the man will
not
admit it when
during
it's done, way
right,
done.
way before it's done, or like
We
when I
talking
bring it
about
up,
when it
because
happened.
like if a woman peeps it and finds it out, that's when y'all want to be accountable. Like, yeah, I did it.
I mean,
did
you
it.
caught now, so it ain't no point to lie. You feel me? But that's what I'm saying.
But
I
you
know
was
some
lying
women,
the whole
they gonna
time.
lie. They gonna keep lying.
But see, that's
They
toxic.
gonna die.
All of that is sound like two people
You're
that's
right.
not ready.
It is.
All of that sound like two people that's not ready.
But
Like,
that's what happened. That's what goes on. You
for
feel
sure.
me?
Two people don't be ready, and they just get together. And that's what I think.
Yeah, and that's
I
what
feel
going to
it.
what y'all
And you
saying.
got some
Like,
people that is ready, like one person ready.
One person
In my
ready, the
past
other one-
situation, I was ready, and he wasn't, and it's okay. You feel me?
see, and
Yeah, for that
and
one.
that's where it goes to. And that's where it goes to taking that period. You should take a period every time between relationships where you do that detox. You refigure out yourself. You reflect on that relationship and all the things you went through. Like, this is so key. This is very key, and I feel like when people don't do this, this is when they end up in toxic situationships. You feel me? Because they be trying to deal with somebody else, and the old person still get handles on them and go through things like that. And I feel like we have to normalize going through that and being alone. You feel me? Like, everything go back to self and being good within self and reflecting. And just one thing to notice with people, when you notice people that bounce around and they don't time to reflect, people who often don't reflect on situations and things like that, they don't reflect about nothing. So if you one of the type of people you generally don't see wrong, or they don't learn from what they go through and they keep going through the same things, you got to stay away from them people.
Sure do. So we running a little out of time, so I'm gonna ask this last little questions that we can get in for the next time. And I want y'all to come back for a part two. Y'all actually
Okay,
bump a part two. Y'all welcome anytime y'all want to come through the door. I love it. I love the energy. I love both. Both of y'all are dope. Okay. Just an intermission. Go ahead and shout you guys' socials out one more time so people know where to find you.
Okay, yes, I am Mayhem Music. That's MAYHEM MUZIC.
I'm
Rich Forever. That's Rich 4 EV4.
And of course, like I told y'all, it's going to be written down so everybody can get everything. So our last question before we end for tonight is, since you were tapping on that, Rich, and I want to get Mayhem to answer it first because she be coming with the heat. What is the importance of understanding the different caliber of men when you are dating?
That's nice. I be going on some dates, girls. So I truly be sitting at some tables. But what I will say is, it just depends on you knowing you and what you're looking for, because there are all kinds of different men out here. Like, I realize communicating for me with a street nigga is hard, but communicating with a man who got a little different kind of motion, like a little more legit motion, like their ears hear things so differently. It's so clear for them. So for me, I had to realize, okay, well, if this worked better for me, you might need to stay away from this because it's not working well for you. So I just think, knowing what you want is the most important thing in finding like a certain caliber of man. Also, it depends on what you're bringing to the table, because I'm not requiring anything I don't bring. You feel me? So I do hear a lot of women that talk about, oh, he got to be doing this, he got to be doing that. And what I will give y'all the best game in the world is,
please give it.
Anytime a man did for me, it's because I'm doing for me already. It's because he want to ice in my cake, baby. It's because it's already built up and shaped real nice, and he just want to come icing that motherfucker up. So I'm just telling y'all, you feel me?
I love
Have
the sauce.
you some motion so that he has a reason to push you. Because if you don't even know what you want to invest in, you don't know what you want to do, then why would a man with money give you anything to do with it? Like, it's crazy.
Period. I like that.
So that's what I'll give y'all.
What about you, Rich?
Knowing the caliber of man you're dealing with gonna tell you a lot. Some men, they don't deserve that time and that energy. And I feel like it be so many podcasts talking about just it's the picks. Let's be real, it's the picks. You gotta do your due diligence. And it's one thing when you don't have an example of a masculine man doing things, helping supporting his family doing, but when you do and you see that, like, that's the man you should go for, you feel me? And I feel like I don't really be having sympathy for real, because I feel like a lot of women, I got a lot of female friends, like, they have good men that's willing to do X, Y, and Z, willing to step up, play that step better out, whatever, but they just don't want the men, you feel me? So, like, the type of man you dealing with, knowing, like, he probably got a record, he do whatever, and I mean, it's your choice, you feel me? But I feel like women have an idea. Y'all have an idea in y'all head. And I feel like it's other things, red flags y'all ignore, or some y'all see. I don't know what it is, but y'all, because men, we know if I see you and after I talk to you in conversation, like, I know this just a nut, or okay, I could really see myself going so with this woman. I could see she got a certain.
I think it's the it factor. Females seeing that it factor, and I know me personally, I'm breaking away from that. So I like the guy in the corner that ain't nobody looking at. You feel me? But back in the day, I know for a fact that's where most of us go wrong. At is we see the man that, oh my God, and we see him, he is so gorgeous, he is so fine, he looks so good, and oh, he got this and he got that. But if you think that, baby, 100 other women feel the same way, and they're melting
stand
as
out.
They see him. So it's like,
stand out.
Why choose that one? Why choose that one when you could choose one in the cut that might got some motion, and you can pipe
and when you can really get to know
up, like, period,
there we go.
Turn your man up. So that's what I think.
I like it. Hold on, I'm gonna slide in one more question, and it's really for my sound engineer in the back, because we had a conversation about this as well. So I threw this one up in there for you, Miss Toya V. Does a cheating past exist if you're in a long-term relationship? And it's a little background about it. We had a conversation. Somebody said that they was with somebody for a couple of years and they only cheated twice. or they only cheated a couple times. So we want to ask this question if we can do this real quick. Does it exist to have a cheating past in a long-term relationship?
So I mean, yeah, I mean it happens. It's realistically certain things in a relationship you can get past. You feel me? Depending on the people, depending on the what they did. You feel me? And the communication, what that process of healing looked like, what they did to kind of reprimand. All of these things go hand in hand. Now, it's sad to say a lot of people have to go through counseling in order to get to this point, and sometimes even counseling don't work. You feel me? But I feel like it's gonna depend on the people. It depends on their dynamics. You feel me? How long they've been together. You feel me? In their past relationship, they might have a fairly good relationship, and it might have truly been an accident, and it's something that they can really work past. You feel me? It's certain situations where it don't even matter. Like it's too much damage there. You feel me? So we can't come back from that. It all depends on the people and how hard they willing to work at the end of the day. Because I truly feel if they really wanted to work, they can. But it depends on how they feeling, and it depends on how the relationship going to progress in the future. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Because if they willing to work and it's going to stay like that and it's consistent, then it can. But
yeah. I think, it's different if you got somebody that make, do something one time and you guys seek some therapy and can fix that. But then if you got a person that's continuously doing it, then at that point you determine if like you're willing to take on a patient. That's damn near how I look at it. Because it's like, okay, now this person is going to continuously tell me they sorry and they don't know why and all of this and that. So now I'm signing up for all of that. So it's like you have to make that decision on if this is a person that proved after that one time, like all their actions behind it made you feel like they'll never do that again. Because I can truly say I'm not an insecure female, so cheating is something I could get past. I've gotten past before. However, you got serial cheaters, and that's a little ghetto. You feel
Very
like,
ghetto.
That's a little ghetto when you got a person that continuously cheat, and every time when you ask why, they really can't
tell you why.
They don't know, and now that's why I say at that point that's a patient, because now you seek. You feel me? So I don't know. Like you just have to determine if you want to take that on or if you want to take the high road when you see it already happening.
I'm 50-50. Part of me says no. The other part says I'm okay with it. I've cheated. People cheated on me. Shit, stuff happens.
Around, huh?
Stuff happens.
And I feel like you ain't your mistakes. It's just what you take from it, and that's all the biggest point of the reflection. Because just because you cheated, that don't make you a bad person.
But I do think the details matter.
No. The details definitely matter. That's why it's about reverse engineering. Because let me ask you this real quick. I know you punch for time, but if you keep getting cheated on. When you get cheated on in a situation, do you ever look like, did I do anything? Like, why did that happen to me? Do you try to reverse engineer anything? Or you just, and I'm saying at the same time, it's women, it's people in general. They keep getting cheated on in their relationships, and they just, oh, well, no, they cheat, they're a bad person. Yeah. No, you gotta do that work. It don't even matter, because I learned this even dealing with women. They'll be mad at you and say some hurtful things, but it's some truth within them hurtful things. And you got to learn how to take the truth out of that and discard the rest, you feel me? And use that to make yourself better. Like, that's key. So, you feel me? Like, because I feel like even though somebody cheat on you and they wrong, like, you still got to, why did that happen? Like, and that's how I think. And I feel like that always works to my benefit, because I'm always trying to figure out why did something happen. I feel like certain times it might be a waste of my energy. But I don't see it as a waste of my energy, because I got to understand. That's how I work.
I'm 50-50, like I said. Let me tell you something. I feel like I'm the whole package. So why you cheating on me? That's just how I feel. I know what I bring.
And then, like I said, me being 30, I don't excuse a lot no more. Like, when I was younger, I cheated too. But I'm not younger no more. So I'm looking at a dude like, you got to be disciplined now, because that's where I'm at. And if you're not, you just need to continue doing what you're doing and spin the block when you're disciplined.
Of course. Because right now, I'm dating with intent. My brain is a little older than what my actual age is. So I'm dating with intent. If we not trying to do nothing for real, I'm good. We got other stuff that I could do, that I could get and all that other extraness, but that's another episode for KAES Kiss and Booth. So we about to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you again for stepping into the booth. Make sure you guys follow me on all social medias at KALord. Go ahead, you guys, and start yourselves out again.
Yeah, I am Mayhem Music. That's MAYHEMMUZIC. Follow me.
I'm Rich Forever. Rich for EV4. Follow me.
And you guys already know what's up. It's your girl KALord on KAES Kiss and Booth. And we
Lit, that's cute.